here we are and the technical charts analysis section. We're going to start off with the US dollar index. Again, this index shows us whether the US dollar was weak or whether it was strong, weak, strong, or weak. Okay, so as we are all aware, on Monday, the UK and US markets was on holiday, so there was a very thin volume, very thin trading volume, and the movements was not that concrete. Okay, however, towards Tuesday morning, we can see that the US dollar has been bearish throughout the whole day, moving down from 99.69 all the way to a low of 98.88. So that bearish sentiment on Tuesday actually carried forward through to Wednesday. Okay, although in the morning session it did had the mild recovery, but towards this time here, you can see the time below 1200. So if you're in Singapore, Malaysia, you need to add 5 hours to this. So 12 plus 5 is 17, which is at 5 p.m. Okay, so at 5 p.m. the US dollar weakened, and only after a few hours and starting from 1500 plus 5 is 20, starting from 8 p.m. the US dollar started to strengthen. Okay, so US dollar weakened at 5 p.m., strengthened at 8 p.m. This weakening of the US dollar was in tandem with the announcement of the 750 billion euro recovery fund that the European Commission announced yesterday. So as the US dollar weakened at 5 p.m., we can see that the UK pound, okay, strengthened at 5 p.m. 1200, the time below, plus 5 is 17, which is 5 p.m. The UK pound moves up from 1.2279 all the way to a high of 1.2353. Okay, so again for the UK pound, if you track it a few days ago, on a Monday, again it was it was a holiday in the UK, so it was not moving that much. It was just trading within a low of 1.2164 and a high of 1.2200. So the trading range was just about 37 to 40 pips, quite low. And on Tuesday, again when the markets came back, UK and US markets came back to operation, we can see the UK pound being bullish throughout the day. Okay, so throughout the day it went up about 180 pips as the US dollar was weak throughout the day. Okay, so UK pound extremely bullish on Tuesday, and it had a bit of a retracement from Tuesday evening all the way until Wednesday afternoon. Okay, so I had a live webinar yesterday at about 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. local Singapore time, and we were looking at the UK pound at about this price. It was hovering at about 1.2311 during that time, and as the volume rose, it did spike up a bit. I actually took a demo trade and enter for a buy at about 1.2324 levels. Initially it went up about 5 to 10 pips, but later on it dropped a bit further to a low of 1.2280. Okay, so if you enter the trade at about 1.2324, and if it goes down against you, there's two options. You can either cut the loss if you are not sure how far the market will go, or if you're pretty confident that it can rebound back, you can actually take another buy trade 20 pips away from your original entry price. Okay, so if I were to take another trade at about 1.2204, 20 pips away from my original trade of 1.2324, take another trade at 1.2304, the average price will come back to 1.2314. Okay, so initially it sustained a floating loss of about 20 pips or so. However, towards 5 p.m. as the news was announced, the UK pound did punch up to a high of 1.2353. Okay, so at that point of time, you'll be having a profit of about, let's say, about 40 pips, almost 40 pips profit. So of course you need to take the profit already and get out, because later the UK pound move down even further. Okay, so that was the trade that we took yesterday, and that was what happened. And of course, coming back to the UK pound movement at about 5 p.m. as we can see, again the UK pound strengthened as the US dollar weakened. Okay, and at about 8 p.m. as the US dollar strengthened, the UK pound over here 1500, the UK pound weakened. Okay, so it weakened a further 108 pips throughout the afternoon session and only recovered towards the late evening session at about 11 p.m. local Singapore time. The UK pound recovered a bit as the US dollar started to weaken back. Okay, so it's a similar story for the euro dollar. Euro dollar again on Monday itself was still moving, and on Tuesday we can see the euro dollar moving up 100 pips again as the US dollar was mostly bearish on a Tuesday. Okay, so on Tuesday the euro dollar was strong and it had some retracements towards Wednesday morning. However, towards 5 p.m. again, we can see initially it moves down about 24 pips to a low of 1.0934. However, it then rebounds up strongly, goes up by 95 pips. Okay, so and again towards 8 p.m. you see the time below 1500 plus 5 is 2000 hours, so it's 8 p.m. the euro dollar weakens back from 1.1016 to a low of 1.0955. Okay, goes down about 61 pips. Again, this is in tandem with the US dollar strengthening during those few hours. Okay, again towards the ending of the session yesterday, the euro dollar ended strong. So for this morning, we can see that the US dollar is mildly bullish, and due to that, the euro dollar is mildly weak. Okay, going down a bit. So currently it is this resistance, and similar story for the UK pound. It is on a slightly bearish sentiment. Okay, for the gold prices yesterday, it was still on a bearish trend ever since Tuesday, where the prices found resistance at about 1735, and on Tuesday it's been going down and it's a follow through on Wednesday. Okay, so follow through on Wednesday, dropping from a high of 1715 all the way to 1693. Okay, only towards late evening, early this morning at about 12 a.m. local Singapore time, the gold prices bounced back from 1700 to a high of 1715. Okay, 1715. So it's considered a decent recovery for gold prices yesterday, all the way from a low of 1693 to a high of 1715, going up about 21 US dollars. Okay, so again a very exciting day yesterday due to the events from Europe, and also for oil prices also. Last few days when we analyzed oil prices, we were mentioning that crude oil prices is finding resistance at $34.52. So, and it's been going up for a long time, so there's a tendency for it to drop more than going up. Okay, so yesterday at about this the time at about 1300 hours plus 5:18, which is 6 p.m. local Singapore time, crude oil prices, this is the US WTI crude oil spot prices, drops from $34.34 all the way to a low of initially $32.32, and later on in the evening, late evening, it drops to $31.92. Okay, so throughout the whole day it dropped a total of about $2.43. Okay, so it was only after this drop has happened, only we found out that the news was that Russia, one of the major oil producers, OPEC oil producers around the world, commented that they may not be following the original planned production cuts, okay, that they agreed on 1 month ago. 1 month ago on the 13th of April, the OPEC oil producing countries agreed to cut oil production by 9.7 million barrels of oil per day, effective 1st of May, and throughout the course of June, July until the end of the year, they are scheduled to taper off the production cuts to 8 million barrels, 6 million barrels, and 4 million barrels along the way. So Russia yesterday commented that they may not fully comply with the scheduled oil production cuts, and that was one of the main reasons why crude oil prices dropped tremendously. Okay, but even before the news was announced, if you were a technical chartist and you understood that oil prices has been going up for some time and is finding strong resistance at $34, there's a high chance that you will avoid buying. Okay, because there was a large tendency that it could go down rather than going up. Okay, so that was for oil prices. S&P 500 was pretty volatile also yesterday. Throughout the Asian trading session and European trading session, it was going up. Okay, however, during towards the US market session, it actually pulled down and only to recover during the late sessions. Okay, and this recovery was pretty amazing because not only did it come back to the point where it dropped, it actually went higher. Okay, so again, sentiment for equities and indices are still largely bullish as more economies are slowly opening up, and of course as the markets are also monitoring the progress on the coronavirus vaccines. Okay, so things are starting to turn around gradually for the equity markets and also for the economies. Okay, so that was what happened yesterday. And of course, for today, we're going to watch out for what's going to happen in the afternoon. But I would predict that most of the major movements will happen towards the evening session. Okay, so I hope you guys find this daily analysis useful. Please follow our videos on Facebook and put in some comments, likes, and shares to your friends and family if they are keen on the markets also. So I hope you guys had a good live webinar yesterday also. Got some feedback from the participants yesterday. It's good to know that most of them are trading on a daily basis, and some of them are trading in the afternoon session, some of them are trading in the evening session. And yeah, it was quite a productive session yesterday as we analyze the live markets together in terms of the news and also in terms of the price action. Okay, so thank you for being there yesterday. Hope to see you guys again soon. And for the rest of the readers of these videos, please again watch the videos on a daily basis, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Have a good day ahead. Thank you. See you.